Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Let's Talk About It. We are so excited to have a fellow producer on here this evening, a producer with Zandra TV Network, and we're going to be
Mhm.
talking about all things events and sponsorships. But before we get into that, we want to say happy Tuesday to everybody. Feel free to share this broadcast, get engaged in the comments. This is really how connections get started. I have connected so many people while I was doing a virtual presentation. So if
Mhm.
you are looking to get connected to some great people in our network, start engaging in the comments. Simply, hey, where you tuning in from? What are your insights about events or sponsorships, or maybe you want to be a guest on the show? We would love to have you engage with us this evening. So, before we get into all that, we want to start off with some introductions because I'm just talking. I'm so excited. You might be, who is this lady talking, right? I am Lachelle, also known as America's Supermom. I'm the mother of 15 children, and I am a TV producer of Keep It Real TV on the Zandra TV network. I am passionate about helping you monetize and create a global impact with your message. So I'm excited to be here today with my co host, Anita. Over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lachelle. Of course, it is always a beautiful experience being here with you on Tuesday evenings. Look, I am working remotely. I guess, well, everywhere I work is remotely, right? But I am actually in South Carolina this week visiting some friends, and I am enjoying myself just being out of that regular space that I get so caught up in sometimes. Just being out and being able to be in nature has been awesome. So I am Anita Newsom, also known as Anita in the Biz Coach. And what I'm passionate about is connecting people, places, and opportunities to expand and grow. And one of the ways I do that, of course, is as also a TV producer under Lachelle's Micro Network. I have You Make a Difference TV under her micro network, which we're all on Zunder TV network. So that's one of the ways that I help people do that to expand and grow. Of course, grant funding, empowerment speaking for women. So yes, I am here for it all. So thank you so much, Lachelle.
I love it. I love it. And Elizabeth is on, and she says, I was just using the teacup you sent me and the girls earlier today. So, I met her during the pandemic, and we met virtually, and I sent her a little care package for her and her daughters. And that is just, I'm telling you, we need to recognize that events can be just anything. They're not just always in person, but
Right.
anytime we engage with somebody, that could be an event, right?
It is. It is an event. You're right. Every
Hmm.
opportunity. Yeah, every opportunity we have.
And so I think
Exactly.
a lot of times we kind of think that, oh my gosh, this is really just a little thing that I'm doing. But
Mm,
here it is, 2024. And I believe that was 2020 or 2021. 3 years later, we still are connecting over something that was done some time ago. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. I'm so glad that you are enjoying that dish. So here we are talking about events and sponsorships, and really excited about LaQuita Monley joining us today because she is a fellow producer, but she is having a media tour, TV media tour. So, what kind of comes to mind for you when you think about media tour, Anita, before we bring her on?
oh my God. Well, first thing comes to my mind is my challenge, right? Because that's going to be a part of the end, the end game that we're going to do. But when I first heard about the media bus tour, I was just like, that is an amazing concept, right?
Mhm.
Where we get to, network, go on that, that ride from Dallas to Killeen. And see, Killeen actually holds a lot of, memories and things for me, because that was actually the first city that we were stationed in as a military family. I had gotten out of the military, and I was with my ex still at the time, and that was our first little place that we lived together. We had our little apartment and all of that, so it brings back, memories. So just thinking about, connections and being able to network and, glean from each other and our different experiences is one of the things that really first came to my mind.
I love that. Yeah, and I think I totally agree because I really wasn't in this space of thinking, oh, you know what? I want to be a TV producer. I want to have my own show. I want to have my own channel. I just was not there. It was really hard in the beginning to even get me on video. I had a coach that
Mm-hmm.
was like, video is where it's at. And I'm thinking, what am I even going to say? Who am I even going to be talking to? Who's listening?
Talking to the little dot, you know what I'm saying?
I was telling you, this was crazy. So yeah, so that whole experience was something else. So I'm excited to have LaQuita join us this evening. And
Yeah.
before we bring her on, I am going to play a clip of this event that we are talking about, the TV media tour. If I can find it. And here we go. And we'll be right back with LaQuita.
Attention entrepreneurs. Are you ready to take your business to new heights? Join us for the TV Media Tour, where you'll gain the exposure, elevation, and expansion strategies you need for success. Get the tools and insights to run a thriving business. Register today at tvmediatour.com. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Transform your business. Register now.
All right. You got to love technology.
Of course, right?
You gotta love it. That's the part of being ready on media. You have to be ready for whatever comes, because I'm
That's
telling you,
it.
you
It's coming
might,
if it ain't been there.
yeah, you might get kicked off the stage and, your guest is there, or, you're on the stage, the host is gone. It's a number of stuff that happens. So,
Yeah.
you guys get the gist, and hopefully, we can get that commercial up and running again. But that's just the joys of being able to be prepared, right? Always being ready, they say. So, LaQuita, we are so excited that you are joining us this evening. And you know what? You're better than the commercial anyway, because
Okay.
you
I'm
are
gonna
talking in real time and telling us what's happening, girl. So before we
let's
get
talk
into
about
that,
it.
please introduce yourself and share, what's coming up for you before we get into a lot of this conversation.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for having me on tonight. I am just super excited to be here because I know we're going to have a good conversation.
Yeah.
I'm going to behave myself tonight. At least I'm going to do my best. Can't make
No,
any
don't.
promises,
I won't be
but
doing
I'm going to do my
myself.
best because, we out here on these social media streets. So I got to try.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
But again, my name is LaQuita Monley. I am a international speaker, minister of the gospel, TV show host, and uh, ranked globally in the top 2% of podcasts rated on listen notes. And so the Lord has just been so amazing in my life. But the things that are most important to me, other than all of those things and stuff, is the fact that I am a very proud veteran spouse. My husband did 24 years active army. I am, which makes me a wife, a mom of 5 amazing adult children, and we waiting on the arrival of number 7, y'all. Number 7 with the grandbabies, because being a granny is the favorite thing in the world right now. So that's just, a little bit about me. Got several things coming, but the things coming that are like right at top of mind are season 2 recording of Pursue Purpose TV, as well as the TV media tour. I'm super excited about the TV media tour, and I can't wait for myself to be blessed, because we've got an amazing lineup of powerful subject matter experts that's just going to be dropping gems for 48 hours. So I'm ready to collect all the tools to put in my toolbox. And I'm just super excited also for the value that will be added to the guests as well, that the attendees that will be attending the TV media tour.
Love that.
Yeah.
Now, so, my first question, because you are doing a lot of stuff, you're a speaker, author, you're ranked with the podcasting. So for people that are watching and they are in their zone when it comes to podcasting,
Mhm.
why was it important to have a podcast and a TV show?
So, like you, Lachelle, TV wasn't on any of my list at all. It was not on any of my list. Being a podcast host was on my list because I came from the world of Facebook Lives,
Mm,
right? A coach that I had in 2018, he he was actually a coach for me in real estate, and I met him at a conference, and he was doing a real estate marketing piece. Anyway, long story short, he was like, "Hey, LaQuita, I have another client out in Dallas that you and your husband have got to meet. I think that you guys, two couples will have some great synergy together." And he was absolutely positively correct. He connected me with an amazing gentleman, Victor Vinico Johnson, in 2018. And so from 2018 to about 2022, we had a Monday live stream called Create Your Future Self Live. And when that became, just too much on our plates at the time to handle, we transitioned out of that live stream. And in 2021, so the writing was on the wall. So in 2021, I started my podcast. In 2022, we kind of phased out of Create Your Future Self Live, and the podcast got most of my attention in terms of business. So I was building that as a business because it was an excellent vehicle um, to help all kind of algorithms, but especially
mhm.
because of SEO and visibility. With me being a guest on podcasts, as well as having others to be a guest on my podcast, and it just became action tool used to help increase my digital footprint.
Love that. And we lost a little bit of the sound as you
Oh,
were, yeah,
oh,
finishing up
oh,
that. But yeah, you were saying visibility for you and your guests.
and my
And
guest, yes.
yeah, now we hear you clear now. See y'all, you just got to be, prepared for whatever happens.
I know, right? Because
I love
this
it. I love
technology
it.
be technology, okay? It don't always be what
I'm
but
telling
when
you,
it
we
is
got
what it
all
is.
the tools, and then it's like, these are the things that we find, it's like, oh yeah, I think I want to do a live stream. I want to get my microphone. And then it's like, when you're adjusting the microphone, you got to know how to do the audio. It's like, did
Mhm.
I sign up for this? I
I
thought I
did
could
not.
just push record and
Okay.
go, right?
Let me tell you, when we were doing Facebook Live, the most difficult thing was making sure my camera was pointed in the right direction on my phone.
Right.
That was
Right.
it. And now with the upgrade, you always want to upgrade and scale up, right? And the
Hmm.
more you upgrade, the more you scale up, the more technical difficulties that you can run into. But that's a part of growth. That's a part
Yeah.
of growth. It's one of the things you know, that I talk about on my podcast and live stream, as well as we'll talk about that during the TV media tour, because you can't have growth without
Mhm.
stumbling blocks. There will be stumbling blocks that come because it's
Mhm.
a part of the growth. But
Yeah.
and it's how we choose to respond to the stumbling blocks that will determine the speed in which we grow. So we can get
Yeah.
stuck in them, or we could just keep it moving.
I love that, and I
Yeah.
totally agree. I think that is so important to be mindful of because, it is an organic process. A lot of times you start off, you believe, oh, I'm going to do this. And, just imagine if you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to go live. And then you have a lot of people watching live making comments. And
Mhm.
then it's like, oh my gosh, they're commenting. So then you're with that. And then, you have to remember what you're talking about,
Right.
because you can get off on a tangent because somebody made a comment. You
Okay.
see what I'm
There you go. You gotta keep it together.
saying?
The thing that I
It's
What was
like
I
true.
saying?
Yeah, you have to keep it together. And one of the things that I like to share is it look good, it make for great graphics. cute little 30-second reels that all you got to do is show up. And then it's like the field of dreams. You build it and they will come. There's a lot in the in-between part of the they will come, right? You do have to build it. Like take the corn down and build a baseball field. Build it, but it's a little bit more work into it to get them to come, and that organic process. I am not against paid marketing, paid advertising, paid promotion. I'm not against any of that. However, what I do like to focus on is the organic part of it. Like if I keep showing up consistently over time, what I could not see in terms of, a visual ROI, like what is your ROI? What is the reason that you want to keep showing up on these live streams? What is the reason that you want this podcast? And if it's 3 different reasons, then I have to have 3 different strategies and knowing when to implement them and what order to implement them in order to get my end result, which is a client, a customer. And being okay with knowing that maybe the first 2 stages of my ROI will not equal dollars. It will equal impressions. It may eventually equal somebody hitting a like button and a share button and a subscribe button. Then it might equal more downloads. Amen. And then it may equal somebody getting my link, actually clicking on it, scheduling the appointment, and then calling me. And then at that point, then it's up to me. So I hope in that in between time, you've been taking some courses on how to be a salesperson, because if you haven't, you're still not going to get the results you're looking for. So we talk a lot. I like to talk a lot about the process.
Love that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good stuff, because, this is the stuff that, again, we look at the highlight reels and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing what they're doing. Why am I not getting the results?
How long have they been doing it? Like
exactly.
Exactly.
We don't see a lot of that behind the scenes. So,
and we don't.
So
And
Anita,
then-
I'm gonna let you ask a question, because you know me, I could go on, right? I'm used to tags and people getting
what? I'm gonna go
frozen
like
and keeping on moving, right?
I ain't gonna say nothing because Miss Anita, you haven't been on my show, so you don't know that we cut up bad and we never follow the time. So I'm gonna behave. I'm on your platform, y'all. Gather me.
That's why I was like, please show out a little bit, because I'm the clown over here normally. So I just need somebody to join me. I need a comrade because they have to control me over here. But one of my questions I am curious about, LaQuita, is, you talked about your process of starting, how y'all transitioned from one podcast to your own. So then how did you do that transition from what you're doing now to TV? And how was that transition for you?
So great question. Great questions. And the answer is I never transitioned away from my podcast. My podcast, and I was just asked this yesterday, as a matter of fact, in a training, funny enough. My podcast and Pursue Purpose TV, they don't have mirror image audiences. So it's like 2 very distinctly different things. My podcast on LaQuita's Toolbox, it's a Christian entrepreneurial podcast, and we focus on personal growth and development, as well as business growth and development, using biblical principles, right? Using faith-based principles. Whereas on Pursue Purpose TV, that is my way and the platform that I give to those who have an amazingly powerful testimony. Now, you may or may not be an entrepreneur. You may or may not be a C-suite executive or the happy greeter at Walmart. I don't really care what you do for a living. This one is focused on that individual's journey of learning who God is, who they are in Christ, and the roadmap that they followed in order to walk in the destiny that God called them to do. So, yes, they may be entrepreneurs, but it's not exactly the same. And so I'm having fun with 2 different groups of people.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So do you use maybe your podcast or vice versa as a funnel, maybe, you know what I'm saying? From one to the other?
Absolutely. The generally the customer journey would be to start at the podcast, on the podcast level, and in our discovery call for the podcast, I take a deeper look at, okay, what is it that this potential guest, what do they really need? What are they really looking for in terms of visibility and exposure? Do they have a digital footprint? Like, where are they? And if the right fit for their business, financially, as well as where they are in their growth stage, if the podcast is the best fit, then we talk about the podcast.
Mhm.
And then in the end, of course, I let them know about the TV show, and give them a coupon that they can use when they're ready to come and be a guest, right? But if they're already ready, then we'll move that transition, that conversation into, okay, let's get you on Pursue Purpose TV, or let's get you a commercial made, or let's get you in as a sponsor. We have that conversation. If they're ready for that, then that's what they do, because with being a guest, they automatically get the podcast. Like, if you're a podcast, you don't automatically get to be on TV. But if you're on my TV show, you'll automatically get the podcast. So I feel that it's a win-win discovery call for the customer, for the client.
Love that. And I think I love how you have the different audiences. And, I think it's like meeting people where they are. A
Mhm.
lot of times when it comes to media, I think we really get in our own way. It's like, oh my gosh, TV, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And so having the baby steps, I think is so important. And I love what you said, even about sponsorship. So talk to us about, if somebody, why would they want to be a sponsor? What's the benefit of that when you're thinking about building your brand?
Great question. So, when for sponsorship, that's not only saying, okay, whatever company that I'm sponsoring, it's not just saying I approve of that company. It's saying that company is saying I approve of you. So that's being able, both parties are leveraging relationships in order to build and grow. So, for instance, with what we're doing, you are a speaker on the TV media tour,
Mhm.
right? So, what is that for us? How is that benefiting us? It's benefiting you by exposing you to my audience. It's benefiting me by exposing me to your audience, and those that know, like, and trust us. Any and everybody that is connected to the TV media tour, they're going to automatically have a trust. So that means other sponsors that are connected to the TV media tour as well. So that's being a sponsor gets you in the know, like, and trust of the business or the event that you've said, okay, I want to sponsor this. So showing up, having your commercial around Pursue Purpose TV or within other media, within the Zandra TV network, that means your exposure to a vast amount of audience is kind of can be infinitely numbered. So that means people from different walks of life is seeing your product because you have been approved to be on this network, if that makes sense. So the people who are already coming, they're coming because they already trust the content of that content creator. They're coming because they trust the Zonder TV network. They're coming because they trust Anita Newsom. They trust Lachelle. They trust LaQuita. And so then you have your commercial wrapped around our content. You're being exposed to at least 3 different audiences, at least 3, but there's many, many more. So being a sponsor or any of anything that you do, and like I said, whether it's event or commercial, being a sponsor, that is definitely a way to grow in visibility and trust factor, right?
Mhm. I love that. And I think a lot of people, they don't realize, I love that part about you saying us sharing audiences. When you're thinking about putting ads out or whatever that you're doing on social media platforms, that's exactly what you're doing, is trying
Mhm.
to get in front of the right audience to leverage your brand so that you can be a solution to whatever problem that they have.
That they have, yeah.
And a lot of times we don't look into having a strategy with that. Having a commercial is a very strategic way to make sure that you're in front of the right audience so that money can go a lot further rather than just doing a bunch of ads, not knowing who you're getting in front of.
So say that again. Let the church say amen, right?
Amen. Amen.
Let
Amen.
that church say amen. And so I didn't wake up smart, people. I didn't wake up smart. I wasted some money. That's how I got smart. Like the first place that I wasted some money was in Facebook ads. Now, did Facebook hold up their end of the deal? They absolutely did. But I did not have an understanding of the power of organic marketing. I didn't have an understanding of know, like, and trust. And so it drove a lot of people to the website. It drove a lot of people to the Facebook page of the business that I was promoting. But the conversion did not happen. And then because, you know, not many, a lot of us think we could just go back there in the Meta Business Suite, and, you know, and do a couple of things and drop $50, $100, and you're going to get some magic happen. I don't know about everybody else. Let me say that's what LaQuita did. That's what LaQuita did, because I was looking at these people and asking, say, hey, how much would you charge me to do this? And they was giving me them numbers back. And I was like, stupid. What am I gonna get that to you for? I'm trying to make the money. What am I giving you that for? Wrong idea, wrong attitude. But basically, nobody knew me.
Right.
Nobody knew me other than the people who know me.
Yeah.
And yes, I was reaching people because the marketing campaign worked, but they didn't know me, they didn't like me, and they didn't trust me. So they did not respond to the call to action the way that I wanted. The other thing that happened with that, I noticed over time that the organic reach went from here to here. So it didn't grow until I put money behind it. Once I did it the first few times, then the algorithm, like I was getting like reach like this. And then I started paying. And when I was posting organic stuff, this is the reach I was getting on the organic post. This is the reach I was getting on the paid post. But the paid posts weren't converting the way that I wanted to. And the ones who were converting wasn't my ideal person. I'm in a discovery call wondering, what is this? Like, this ain't my people. And I'm gonna pay money for this. Take the time, develop the strategy, take the time, build organically. I mean, unless you just got, $30,000-$40,000 towards marketing, and you just want to dump that in, even if you got 10 to 15,000 towards marketing, and you want to dump that in, if you don't focus on building organically, and with that organic build at the right time, then start to strategically implement paid marketing strategies. That's just me. That's my philosophy.
I love that. Yeah, because we learn by actually taking action. A lot of times when we hear other people's blueprint, right, we think, okay, well, it worked for them, it's going to work for me. We don't take into account, how we're different. We may be serving them a little differently. Our values may not be exactly the same. Our prices might not be the same. Our level of experience might not be the same. So many different variations, and it's just not a one size fits all. And when you're not out there doing certain things, especially when it comes to marketing, I love marketing. That's my degree. But you're not going to be able to have real data that you're using if you're not doing anything. So we can't go off of somebody else's data that it may not even pertain to what we're doing.
Right. And that's true. And the only way you're going to get data of your own is if you could go do all the market analysis and research that you want to do. Highly recommend that you do it and put together a really nice business plan. But the only way you're going to get the meat and potatoes of what will work for you is by doing. And let the technology serve you. I'm on here today. I'm a podcaster and I have a TV show. So that means my call to action is going to be asking people to partner with me on one or both of those in some shape, form, or fashion. But I also know that in order to better serve my client or potential client, I've got to tell them about the importance of organic marketing.
Mhm.
I've got to tell them about the importance of that and encourage them to do that. And even if they pay to be a part of the toolbox or Pursue Purpose TV, okay, now what are you going to do with this material that you've not gotten from me? You've gotten marketing collaterals from me. What are you going to do with it? You have paid and invested into yourself in order to
Mhm.
get visibility in a digital footprint. Great.
Mhm.
Now what? Now what are we going to do? Those are the things that I talk about with my client, and those are some of the things that we're going to be emphasizing the importance of those strategies and what to do with the content during the TV media tour.
Love that. And that is so well needed because again, we can be, I started off where I was everywhere. Whoever gave me a platform or a microphone, I was like, "Hey, this is why your mental wellness is important." Yeah, let me tell you my story. Yeah, I have 15 kids, whatever it took to get on somebody else's stage. But now I'm in a space where I have all this inventory and trying to get it organized, right? A
Mhm,
catalog of content,
mhm.
and it's just like, you have to have a strategy,
You have
so
to.
I think organic is good because it really builds your confidence. It helps you fine tune your message. A lot of things you learn about that journey, but at the same time, understanding what is your end game with this?
Mhm.
Where are you going with this? Because you can just be creating so much. I just remember I would do like 10, no, maybe 12 to 15 interviews a week during the pandemic. I was just going,
You did not
but
sit.
I'm like, I'm at home. I couldn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? 30 minutes. It's like, I got this. I don't have to get dressed. You know what I'm saying? I was like getting them done. But now it's like, I got all this content. Look, really, I can retire from podcasting. Okay. Just go back and make some clips because I have over
Okay.
500 videos. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
I'm excited about this media tour
I
because
listen.
I'm
The
like, look,
thing,
this is something I could train my kids with. Hey, you want to get in media? Let me train you with my content.
Okay. Get you a
wait a minute,
camera, boy. Come on here, follow
listen.
me. Get
Come on
that board
down.
mic.
Listen, come
Come
on
on.
down. Podcasters, live streamers,
Mhm,
uh, fellow producers, whether you're on the Zonder TV network or other networks, the
mhm,
name of the game is um, learning how to repurpose your content.
mhm,
And we have a gold mine of content. If you are a podcast host, a live stream host, a streaming TV host, you have a show,
mhm,
you have a plethora of content. As you said, you can have content until Jesus returns and probably
mhm.
not have to use another piece of content, but having the right strategy
Yeah.
on the right platform, right? In
Yes.
order to build the know, like, and trust, in order to cultivate and build a community that will in turn become your raving fans, your biggest advocates, so that they can then buy products and services.
Love that.
That's what
Love
you.
that.
That's the ultimate goal of of what you're doing, right? That of what we're all doing. Yes, we have a message that we want to get out. We want to provide a space for others to share their message. But in all
Mhm,
of this message sharing, the overall goal is these things that I'm doing have to return me some type of profit.
mhm.
And we have to determine,
Yeah.
what that profit is. It's
Eh,
okay, people of God. We're gonna talk about montes, a little montes, because ain't none of this free. Like even get on here building organic. It's not free because I don't know about y'all, but doggone Spectrum charge me monthly.
Right.
Okay.
They plays no games.
AT&T
Okay, they play
Exactly.
no games with this.
Exactly.
at all.
Exactly.
Right. My electricity provider. It don't matter if I pay Spectrum. If I don't pay that lights bill, Spectrum
Amen.
ain't gonna work. Come on now, people of God,
Yeah,
right?
this is true.
So
Mhm,
there's nothing that's absolutely free. So we
mhm,
need some type of return on investment from a monetary standpoint in order
mhm,
to keep doing what we're doing. And even when we're saying, okay, we're building the kingdom, right? One of the with Pursue Purpose TV, that's a part of what I'm doing. I'm building the kingdom. I'm building the kingdom with LaQuita's toolbox. But in building the kingdom requires finance. It requires finance. I mean, we can take the fish of the loaves, bless it and break it, and give it unto the Lord, and He gonna give us back, double. But He requires us to do a little work.
Amen.
You better say that part,
right? It's got to create something.
He said faith without works is dead. So you're right. They got to
be in it. Preach. Preach it.
Well, and I love this whole thing about free, because a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you're on TV. How can I be on TV? And it's like, I have to pay to be a guest. I mean, why? So explain to everybody, the whole concept behind, the value of TV, I'm
going to take a little sip of water and I'm going to tell y'all what was told to me.
Come on, Sip. Come through, Sip. Oh, I'm from Mississippi. I like that. Come on, Sip. Come on through.
I'm country from Mississippi.
Wait a minute. Are we homies? Did we say that before?
I'm from Macomb. Where you from?
I'm from Bay Springs, baby. I'm more country than you.
We have to talk about it, girl. We got to
talk about it. Yes. Let's do it.
Listen, we're going to talk.
See?
I told you I was going to behave on y'all show today. Like, I promise.
Girl, let him use you. Let him use you.
Oh. I got you.
Okay.
So there is a publicist that I have on my platforms often. Her name is Taisha Bradley. And I met Taisha through another friend of ours, right? And at that time that I met her, I thought I needed a publicist. And so Taisha just had real talk. She was like, listen, sis, people think they need a publicist to get them on TV shows, talk show, whether it's somebody's morning show, whether it's some kind of talk show, whether it's some big syndicated radio show and all of these things. And she said, you got to know where you are in your business with that. Or if you already have that money just laying around, because I'm going to pay the fee I got to pay her to be the publicist. But then when she books me on these shows, amen, they not paying me to come to them. I got to get there. And when I get there, I got to be able to survive while I'm there. So how does this answer your question? Ain't nothing free. Nothing free.
Period.
I can't remember what platform I was on, and Steve Harvey was telling his story about how he had to beg, borrow, and steal to get to the Apollo Theater because they called him to come. So he could be the host. And if he wouldn't have went through all of those things that he went through, he ain't had no money, ain't had no way to get there. I forget the story, y'all. Y'all go back and look it up. But the money came. He had enough gas money or whatever to get there. But he ain't had nowhere to sleep when he got there. But he got there in time enough for the show. And they liked him and they kept him. And so that's what we don't realize. We want what we think we want. We want the end product, but you have no idea what's going on in the background. Like, I'm sorry, you got to be, in order for somebody to fly you out, to be on their show, to put you up in the hotel and all of these different things, that we all extraordinary. Let me just say that. You was born, you came through your mother's womb. You extraordinary. I mean, you had to have some extra extraordinary circumstances. Like, you had to walk through fire and live. Like, the people who we see that said they flew me out, we all like this. Like, I'm sorry. Like, they not just because, as wonderful as I think that I am, right? I'm a military spouse. I got 5 kids. I thought I was real wonderful. I met this woman with 15. I ain't done a thing. And I wrote a book, and in the grand scheme of things, is somebody finna fly me out for that? They might, because all things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
more than likely, they will say, you know what, you have an amazing, inspiring story. Can you be in uh, California? Can you be in New York? Can you be in Chicago? That
Right.
means, can you get your part there?
That part right there. All your
Can
parts.
you
Right.
get
Right.
there for this time?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
we're gonna tape this show. And then I get there and I'm waiting in the green room, and it's like 52 other people just like me in there. Now I gotta believe God that they're gonna pick me, because I ain't had enough money to get back.
Exactly.
I gotta stay 2 3 more days
Faith
just to
walk,
film,
baby. Yes.
right? And
It's
so,
true.
people of God, you ain't even gotta be people of God. People,
People.
when you
Okay.
want to be,
Breathing.
yes, you breathing God's air today, right? Being in media costs you something. Even if
Yeah.
you're saying, I'm going to build my own table, because that's what I did with the podcast. I want to build my own table.
Mm-hmm.
Building my table cost me something. It cost me sweat equity and
Mm-hmm.
finances. Being
Right.
in, being a guest and paying a sitting fee to be on a
Mm-hmm.
show. What is that for? How is that an investment? That's you investing in yourself and the airtime, because airtime is not free. I don't care where you go, how you
Mm-hmm.
do it. You want to be on TV or you want to be on YouTube. I'm not knocking YouTube. You get paid for YouTube. Stay on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
if you monetize it. If you're trying to monetize, keep working at it and monetize. Have the multiple streams. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about, I want to be on streaming TV or linear TV, there's going to be a cost required.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to be willing to pay the cost. And you pay
That
for
was
what you
it.
get all the time. I know my grandmama said it. I know all y'all grandmama said it too. You pay for what you get.
Mm. Okay.
I
Come
love
on.
it. I love it. So talk to us about the media tour, because this is a 2-day event.
Yes.
What are some of the topics or things that people just don't realize that they might need, when it comes to media,
Okay.
because a lot of people are like, I got a YouTube channel, or, I've got a website, what is really the value, for them coming to the tour?
So is it okay if I use personal examples?
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
All right. So in the development of the TV media tour, every day that ends in Y, I have ran into some massive brick walls that I did not know existed until I ran into them. What has that done for me? And I'm in TV and media. I am, developing my personal brand. Many of those people who are working with me and partnering with me to behind the scenes and on the stages are doing all of those same things. So why is the TV media tour important? Everyone that is working as a part of the TV media tour, even down to the cameramen, the makeup artists, all of these individuals, they all are business owners and they all have personal brands and business brands. What we're doing with the TV media tour is providing a platform that would allow, I don't care if you're the lawn care expert, when people are doing business with Jerry of ABC Trees, first and foremost, until you build the brand of ABC Trees, you got to build Jerry, because people are going to love Jerry. That's what we're doing with the TV media tour. And that's what I discovered. People that are doing business with the TV media tour, they're not doing business with the TV media tour because they think it's so wonderful. They're doing business with LaQuita because they have a know, like, and trust with LaQuita, that being a part of this TV media tour is going to be beneficial. So not even, not understanding how all of that was going to work while I was working it, there became a stumbling block and I needed to change the event date.
Mm.
And here you are, you're building your brand, your personal brand. And I'm like, my God, this is not looking good for the home team being, my personal brand, or the event that I'm trying to build the brand for this event. This is not looking good with this change. But what did the Lord do? It's like, okay, when we're partnering together with the right people, then he's going to bring the pieces together to make this continue to be a thing that happens, because he's going to bless the people. Right. And so that's what happened with the TV media tour. We have come together with subject matter experts that will help you understand how to build your personal brand, how to build your business brand, and how to leverage TV and media to do it, no matter where you are in that business journey. And we will be talking from some experience, because I'm gonna share the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I was crying. Like, I'm gonna do that in the TV media tour. I don't want people, whether you are coming for that first night for the mixer and that's all you're going to be able to come to, or whether you're going to be with us for those 2 full days, what your takeaway that we desire for your takeaway to be is, no matter where I am, whether I'm just getting started, I'm rebranding, I'm in a growth and scale phase, I'm going to take away some tools on how to leverage media, how to leverage relationships in order to take me to that next level of where I desire to be.
Love that. Love that.
That is awesome.
That was
That's
good.
awesome. I love that.
So, how do they get signed up?
So they, they can go out to www. I put it in the chat. I call myself.
Okay, yeah, let me put it on
Yes.
make a banner really quick.
Then they can also use a discount code that I have set up right now that will give them, use this code to get 20% off.
Okay.
And I am excited. I'm excited because I am including this in my program after my challenge next month. So
Yeah.
look,
Listen,
I am thrilled about this TV media trip, baby. Let me just say that. Okay. Let the sip just come on out and let me say that part.
listen.
I'm excited. I'm
Don't say
excited
it.
about
Don't say it. But the TV media tour, I believe that is definitely it is a blessing. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that I cannot overemphasize. Is it for content creators? Absolutely. But you do not have to be a content creator in order to come to the TV media tour. You want to come to the TV media tour no matter what type of small business you are. I'd spend a lot of time as a real estate investor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to be 100% transparent, all of the transactions that we've done, whether it's buying or selling as real estate investors, it's not because people just absolutely love the value that my company brought, or they were in love with the mission and the vision of my company. What we learned after about the first 5 business deals that we closed was, wow, these people are connecting to us.
Mm-hmm.
They're
it.
connecting to us. And so that's what happens for small business owners. You have to build your personal brand. I don't care whether you don't want to be in front of the camera. I don't like it. Small business owners, you are the face of your company, not your logo,
Right.
not your color pattern and all of that good stuff. All that stuff is necessary. Don't get me wrong. But that is not what's going to close deals for you. And if you look at the pattern of where you are right now, and you're honest with yourself, somewhere in there, you had some intimate interaction with your client. Or if you say, okay, LaQuita, I got a small staff of maybe 2 to 5 people, but your influence over those 2 to 5 people in your staff and how that influence flowed over into your customer, you're still directly involved. And that
Mm-hmm.
customer built the know, like, and trust with that staff member, and that's why they closed the deal. So they
Mm-hmm.
closed the deal because of a human interaction, not because of a brand. Not in the beginning. That's not how it works. And so we're going to talk about that at the TV media tour. Like, we spend a lot of money trying to build the brands of our companies, whether it's through M5 Real Estate or whether it's Monthly Innovations. We spend a lot of time and a lot of money building that, and not enough time and energy building being in LaQuita as a brand. So we were out here doing face-to-face interaction, and that's how we discovered it. Still didn't know what a personal brand was until later. And so
Mm-hmm.
now that's what we're going to talk. That's one of the many things that the facilitators of the workshops will be talking about. Yes, ma'am, Miss Anita.
I see. I'm having to cut in like I remember being in my mama's third
Oh,
grade
you
class.
good?
Cause Michelle ain't gonna give you no room, baby. But you know, hey, this is her flow, and I'm let you look there. I'm just be gracious enough to let me have a little something. Just give me a little piece. But look, it's so many questions I've been trying to. I can't even write them all down. You saying so
It's
many,
gonna
dropping so
happen,
many
girl. This your show.
gems.
This your
Right.
show.
Dropping so many gems. I'm just like, oh God, there's so many questions. I'm just gonna have to get you on the side on the back burner. But look, look, one of the things that I want to share and I want to be talking about in my challenge is how people utilize their brand. You know, how do they monetize themselves, whether it's new content or our repurposed content.
Mhm.
How do they monetize that on TV? What are some ideas or strategies? Just a little bit because we're gonna go into depth in the thing. But yeah, what is some ways they can monetize so they know it's for real, for real.
For real, like right. So that could be answered in a number of different ways. It would really, for me, it would be the situation, right? So I'll use real estate investing for me. So building up that personal brand unintentionally. How that monetized for me was doing those live streams with Vic. People got to develop a relationship with me, a virtual relationship with me, where they trusted what I was saying. Then being on the phone and answering their question is another thing that happened. And then what I was saying to them in person, what I was saying to them on the phone, what I'm saying to them on the internet, I'm saying the same thing consistently over and over again, no matter how they met me. That's how we're going to monetize our personal brand. So, whatever you choose to do, that message that you're sending, it has to be the same no matter where you are. And you got to follow through on that message. You have to follow through on that message, right? For us in real estate, what that message was, because we are a military family, we were building no like and trust with people who had um difficult situations and difficult properties, as from one military family to another. I got you. That's the message we were sending. I got you. Even if I'm telling you, I don't know all the answers to that, but somebody in my network does. I got you. And so they felt safe either selling us their property or allowing us to buy their property because we understood their challenge as a fellow military family. When it came to our business model innovations, that was work from home way before COVID. I partnered with a platform called Arise Virtual Solutions, which allowed me to be able to help individuals work for major Fortune 500 companies as customer service or sales representative working from home. And again, my audience was fellow military spouses. I know that. I know what it feels like to go from duty station to duty station and not have a job and have to go reapply, or even being in the duty station and then looking at your resume and saying, well, why you move so much? Do you see that base over there? You know why I move so much. You know why I job hop. So why are you asking me these stupid questions? That's what I'm thinking in my head. But an understanding where whether you an officer or enlisted, having a job with a military spouse sometimes is financially necessary, but more often it is a point of identity and self-care, because I need to feel valued. And the way that I feel valued is by being able to contribute. And even if my paycheck is the vacation money, I contributed it. So when I'm having those conversations with those potential 1099 contractors that work for me, they knew that LaQuita understood, because LaQuita is a military spouse. I've had to live here, thither, and everywhere, and left jobs and been unable to get jobs. And now I'm telling you, you not only will you have a position with a reputable company, but it moved with you, baby. It moved when you move,
Exactly.
and you make your own schedule. So now you can still be soccer mom and schedule your own shifts around your ability to be soccer mom, head of the youth department, over the youth choir, whatever you want to do.
Right.
You now have the ability to make your job fit into your life instead of forcing your
Mhm.
life to fit around your job.
Mhm.
Know, like, and trust. They trusted me because my target audience could identify with me. I didn't know that meant building a personal brand. I had
Right.
no idea. I was just a passionate military spouse that understood, yeah, my husband got it. He can pay, the bill. We good. But I feel I don't feel good on the inside because
Mhm.
I want to contribute. Like, I understood that having that conversation with that spouse, that meant more to her or him. Like, my God, the men that are spouses, that meant more to him than what he could have been making, he or she was gonna make an hour. But anywho, there go that spiel. You have to build it. So whatever
Look,
you got,
that's
know
That
your
right.
target audience, build your personal brand by being 100% authentically you, and it will monetize as long as you have the right strategy behind it.
Amen. Look, I just realized all of us, even though I was active duty, you know, as well, I just realized we all have that in common. We are all have been dependent wives.
yeah.
Wow, that's another commonality, isn't it? Another one. Oh my goodness. And
Yeah,
you know,
being in alignment.
And
yes,
exactly.
and look, we're
Mhm.
going to have to talk again on back burner because I'm an IBO with Arise. So we're going to have to talk about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Mhm. Small
Love it.
world, I tell you.
I know,
The
right? Like,
power the power of conversation, I think that's
um,
important too. A lot of
yes,
times, it's not
Yes.
until we get into conversation that we learn the similarities that we all have. I think back to when I was going through depression and I was so much in my own head. I missed so many different opportunities to connect with people, to be curious because I was telling myself a story that wasn't true,
this
you
wasn't
know?
true. Mhm.
So I love conversation. So
It's
this
absolutely.
has been wonderful, y'all. I mean, I'm
I
like,
know. We done already?
we
Wait,
done
what?
already, y'all. It just like the time goes by. It seemed like we just got on here.
It
Okay.
does.
But my
Jeez.
kids, they done been coming in asking questions. It's like, okay, do y'all
Mom, I
see?
need some paper. I got
You
some
know,
homework.
do you
My mind
see
just
that
was talking to you
I'm live?
because they talking to you, and why you ain't paying no attention to me? I got
Right.
you.
It's true.
Exactly.
It's true. I mean, that's one of the things I love about my brand because it's like, if you see stuff going on in the background or hear crazy stuff, hey, she's got kids. They're
Hey,
part of her brand. You know what I
That's
mean?
listen.
I
right.
don't ever have to stop.
Co-workers.
Yes, yes,
I love when you call them your co-workers, your team, your
The
co-workers. I love
coworker.
that.
You know what I'm
yes.
saying?
We had to put them to work, and we used to keep ours working. We were and one of the properties we purchased, it needed to be cleaned out on the inside and the outside, two of them.
Hmm.
And I was running around getting quotes, y'all, on this stuff. And then myself said, "Girl, you
Oh,
got
Tina, huh?
insurance." I have four
Baby.
boys and a girl, okay?
Hello.
Hello. Like, we done packed all this equipment up in my husband's on the back of my husband's F-150 and in my Tahoe, and we done rolled over there, and he done had these boys sawing, cutting down trees, tree limbs.
Ooh.
'Cause see, they don't know the value of the country living. They didn't get to grow up in
Mm,
Mississippi.
Exactly.
They are true army brats. They've been everywhere. And
exactly.
yeah, so have them and sister girl, like, look, when the boys finish all of this and they do the repair, because my father-in-law was a general contractor. And when the boys and daddy finish doing all this, then I need you to come on in there with the and clean this right here. We're gonna get it a make ready.
Uh-huh.
That's what we call it, a make ready. We're gonna
Make
make this
ready,
ready
baby.
for the people to
Amen.
I
we
know
I
that's
gonna
love
right.
that. I
yeah,
love
and
that.
Tell your
had a photographer to
co-workers.
come out and make pictures. This is the family at work making this work.
Yes.
And we were
Exactly.
actually working, like it wasn't no stage setup. Like, no, come take some pictures. Let
Just
the
for real, y'all.
this is for real, y'all. We out here
Exactly.
doing this. People love it. You are
Yeah,
your brand,
it's true.
people of God.
It's
You are
true.
your brand. Just
Hmm.
capture you. being you. And
I love it.
those that are called to you or you are called to them, your target audience, the consistency with which you put your content out on social media, learning how to build your email campaigns, all these other good things. Again, we're going to talk about at the TV Media Tour. Learning, doing that will get you where you need to be.
I
It will
love
get
that.
you where you need to be, most definitely.
That's a good word. I mean, that is really a good word. So
Dropping the
tell
mic.
everybody, how they can get a hold of you. What are some of your final thoughts?
So, my final, I guess one of my final thoughts is, and I'll end it on that piece of authenticity. Be you.
Hmm.
Be you. I don't care what your business is. Be you. If you cannot authentically be who you are, then you need to take some time back and go and reassess. Be
Hmm.
100% yourself. Develop a plan and partner with other like-minded individuals that you can add value to them while they are adding value to you, and
Yeah.
watch your vision come to pass. You ain't have to be in competition with nobody. Don't be in competition with the people around you. Don't be in competition with your past. Sometimes our past successes are the downfall of our current endeavors. Don't do that.
Mm.
Hmm.
Keep your
Ooh.
mind open and continue to push forward, being around the right people. And
That's a good. That's a good
yeah.
look at that master class.
Y'all
That
saw that,
master
right?
class. I know that's right at the very end. That's
Mic
the good
drop.
stuff.
Mic drop.
I love it. I love it. That
Yeah.
was really good.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
totally agree with everything that you said. I mean, this is just really amazing. So, the TV media tour, the link is in the comments.
Mhm.
For those that are listening, it's tvmediatour.com.
Yes,
That's
tvmediatour.com. They go out to the site right now. They're using the word TV Media Tour at checkout. You could get 20% off of any purchases that you want to do from the TV Media Tour, whether it's buying your tickets or if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of the TV Media Tour. All of our sponsorship packages can be found on the website. And if you choose to become a sponsor using that same discount code, you are able to receive 20% off of the listed price. So go on out to www.tvmediatour.com. Don't forget to put TV Media Tour in the appropriate place at checkout to receive some amazing savings on your purchase.
love that. And I love that
Yes.
sponsorship piece too, because, it's all about leverage.
Yes.
We are leveraging our brand with being with Sandra TV Network,
Yes.
350 million viewers,
Come on now.
and
Come
a lot
on.
of times, it's like if you don't have a large budget, how
Mhm,
can you leverage and maximize,
mhm.
the budget that you do have so it can go
Um,
further? So I
Absolutely.
love that piece about the sponsorships because it's a great way for people to stay within the budget that they have, but
Mhm.
leveraging it in front of
Yes,
other people. So
in front
love
of other
that.
people. Yeah,
Love that.
having that ability, um, to be on streaming TV, to be on a podcast is a game changer for small business owners to get in front of bigger, broader audiences, their target audience, their ideal clients, and in a much bigger way. Like you said, 350 million homes globally.
Mhm.
It can be reached, and I will say this. As a blessing with the TV Media Tour, not only are our guests and attendees um, going to have their content on going out to 350 million homes worldwide, those that are attendees, because they'll be also they'll be on my Laquita's Toolbox live show, right? That is on the Zandra TV network as well as a podcast. But we've also partnered with an additional streaming TV platform called the Daily Faith Network and Power Influence Radio. And so that's going to give them even broader reach. Uh, Power, uh, Daily Faith Network is in over 70 countries worldwide, along with Power Influence Radio being an amazing streaming radio station that's available 24/7. So you
Mm.
don't want to miss the TV media tour and all of the bits and pieces that come with it, because we're bringing value, we're increasing visibility, we're helping you to increase your digital footprint. And as a small business owner, at a price that will blow your mind. Don't miss the TV media tour, y'all.
Love that. I love that. Anything
Oh,
else you got to close it down with, Anita?
Scissor left to say, ma'am. Ain't nothing left else to say. She done shut her down. She done shut it completely down. Okay. I ain't gotta say nothing. I'm up here recording. Look, I'm just gonna put this on my Facebook. I'll be like, y'all better go sign up for this challenge. Because this is what you're gonna get at the end, baby. This is
Come
what
on
you're
now.
gonna sign it up
I
for.
love it. I love it. I love it. Well, we want to thank all of you guys for watching us this evening. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments or reach out to LaQuita, Anita, or myself. We would love to have that conversation with you. And if you got some value from this, share it with somebody. You know how, like, if you heard somebody say something, I know I'm always messing up with somebody saying it's like, well, they said this or did it go like this? Well, just share the video. That way they can hear it for themselves. Okay.
Right.
That's right. Straight from the horse's mouth.
Exactly. But we want to thank all of you guys for your support. We encourage you to take a look at the TV media tour. It is happening in July 11th and 12th in Killen, Texas. So you don't want to miss it. We would love to meet you in person. And I think that's really another powerful thing, is being able to have these connections face to face. But
Mhm.
LaQuita, we have really enjoyed this conversation and time with you, and we're looking forward to seeing you in July.
I'm looking forward to seeing y'all because we're gonna cut up for real in July. But thank y'all so much for having me. I can't wait. Listen, I can't wait to meet y'all because we gonna have, as my grandkids say, big fun.
I love it. Well, we'll
Big fun.
actually see you in a couple weeks at the
We
in
will
Dallas. We
in
coming for
Dallas
the
at the Zonti
for the
Awards. I
Zonti
will.
The
Award.
awards.
I will.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll be
I'll be
seeing
there.
who's winning and our training and everything. So, but thanks so much for being here. And we want to thank all of
No
you
problem.
guys for watching. And we will see y'all next week on another episode of Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk about it. Bye for now.